Years ago, when I started my accounting firm, I went around to a bunch of the accounting firms in the area, and one of the things that bugged me is on the front desk, a lot of them had a bowl of candy, and it honestly looked like last year's Halloween candy. So I thought, you know what, I want to make my brand a little more upscale. So I ended up doing Fiji water and Lindt truffles. One of the things I liked about it is they were both dark blue, and that went along with my logo. The Porter Kitty logo is dark blue. So I thought, let's have a cohesive brand. Let's have the water and the chocolate and the color on the wall and the logo and the business cards all be dark blue. This is all marketing. When we talk about building a brand, we're talking about the broader area of marketing, and that's what we talk about in step 6 of the 10-step turnaround, target your marketing. Today, I'm going to ask you 7 questions about your marketing and about whether or not you need step 6 of the 10-step turnaround. And the first question is exactly where I started. Do you have a cohesive brand? Do you have a brand where the colors and the website and the business cards and even the snacks in the office all make sense, all look good together, and all have the same message? Let me tell you, I know somebody who markets to high-end customers, but their office and their sign and their website are not very high-end. Their office is actually kind of in shambles. And I told them, I said, we need to create a cohesive brand. If you market to a high-end crowd, you got to have a high-end brand. Question 2, does your online presence elevate your brand? Take a look at your website. In fact, better yet, Google your name or do an AI search of your name. What's out there? What reviews are out there? Do you have a website that's optimized? Do you have a website that comes up on AI searches? Do you have a website that reflects your brand? Do you have a website that has a call to action and tells people exactly what they need to do to become a client? Question number 3, do you have an effective sales process? Years ago, when I started my business, we fell into the habit, which a lot of business owners fall into, to just accept any client that called and just do what they asked. Client calls up, they want us to do this, great, yeah, we'll do it. We didn't have a defined menu of products and services, and we did not have a defined sales process. You should have a defined, documented sales process that's effective, that first weeds out the work you don't want to do, identifies the work you do want to do, and then helps those clients actually sign up. Question number 4, does every team member understand their sales role? Every member of your team, in addition to being a technician or a receptionist or a manager or whatever they do, they also have a role in sales. Let me give you an example of what not to do. So about a year and a half ago, I was in Austin, Texas for a business conference, and they had a cool indoor skydiving place. So the managers and I that were there, we went to this indoor skydiving facility. And if you haven't done indoor skydiving, it's pretty awesome. You're basically lying there, you have this fan blowing at you, 120, 130 miles per hour, whatever it is, and you're floating kind of in this chamber. And it's very hard to do. You could kind of make these small movements with your hands and learn how to move. Well, when we got done, I turned to our flight instructor and I said, hey, how about you go show off for a little bit? How about you show us what you could do? And over the next 2 minutes, we saw the most amazing display of acrobatics and twirls and twists and dives. And at the end, he goes all the way to the top of the skydiving chamber, dives down, goes out of the door, and lands on the ground in the Iron Man pose. It was awesome. We all clapped for him. And we said, dude, that was amazing. Well, then he just sent us on our way. And as we're walking out of the building, I turned to the guys with me and I said, he missed a huge opportunity. All he needed to say is, hey, for an extra $100 or an extra $200, I could show you how to do one of those moves. We would have absolutely paid it. We were a captive audience. But he didn't. He failed to ask the question because he did not understand that in addition to being a flight instructor, he also was in sales. Everyone on your team should understand that. Question number 5, do you know your target market? Common mistake of business owners is to say something like, I don't care who buys my products and services. I'll take money from anyone. I mean, $1 from you is like $1 from them. While that's true, marketing to everyone costs a lot of money. So you need to define who are you marketing to and define that as narrowly as possible. By gender, by location, by income. Do they own a home? Do they not own a home? What are their interests? Social media marketing and other types of marketing can cause you to be very targeted in who exactly you're going after. Question number 6, do you have an effective targeted marketing plan? So after you define your target market, you need to define how you're going to reach that target market. A targeted marketing plan basically has 3 M's. Number 1 is your message. What is the message you're going to bring to your target market? Number 2 is, what is the market? Like we talked about, who is the market? And finally, number 3, what media are you going to use to reach them? Are you going to do Google AdWords? Are you going to do social media marketing? What type of targeted marketing are you going to use to reach your target market? Question number 7, Are you tracking the results of your marketing? Many business owners fail to do this. When the phone rings, when you get a new client, when a new customer comes into the office, you need to ask them, how did you find out about us? And then you need to document in your software how they found out, so that you could run reports on the effectiveness of your various marketing campaigns. Once you run those reports and ask those questions, you could then determine how many dollars you're getting out of each campaign. For example, you could determine that with your Google Ads campaign, every time you spend $1, you get 3 back, or 4 back, or 5 back. Spending $1 and getting $5 back in a marketing campaign is outstanding. Spending $1 and getting $10 back, obviously even better. At that point, you're just printing money. But if you track the results of every marketing campaign and you know who the winners are and who the losers are, well, cut the losers and take that ad budget and put it into the winners. That's what we call starving the losers and feeding the winners. One time, many years ago, I had a client who sat down with me for lunch. And I asked him, and I said, hey, I've got a question for you about your business. I've been noticing you're spending a lot of money on phone book advertising. And I said, it's 2016, people aren't exactly using the phone book very often. People have the phones, they're just Googling stuff. And he said, I know, I've got a good relationship with the ad salesperson, and we've been doing it for a long time, and it does create the phone does ring. People find us in the phone book. I said, I know they find you, but could those dollars be better spent elsewhere? Well, I couldn't talk him into it. It was just too easy year after year to do the same thing he'd always done, to keep his relationship with the ad rep strong, and just continue to do the same thing year after year after year. To my knowledge, he might even be advertising in the phone book today. Who knows? But he's not tracking the results of his marketing. And you need to track the results of every marketing campaign and make sure they're worth it. If I said anything today that rang true to you, if you couldn't answer these questions in the way you wanted to answer the questions, make sure you check out step 6 of the 10-step turnaround, target your marketing.